Brother.
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? I hope everybody is doing well. You listen to the 1223 podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Bernard Pollard, and Kerry Williams is the other host. We got some fun stuff, some fun things that we're talking about today. So thank you for tuning in. Kerry, what's up, dude?
Bro? Man, nothing, man. Just hanging in there, dude. Trying to maintain another beautiful day in paradise, man. That's
okay.
all.
All right. So look, Kerry, so I gotta tell everybody.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you. I gotta put you on a spot. What are you studying for? Because every time I'm contacting you, every time I'm texting you, calling you, bro, I'm studying. I'm tutoring. What are you? The world needs to know what you're doing.
Man, I'm trying to pursue this law degree, bro, and I'm studying for the LSAT, and it's a rough ride. It's a lot of hours of studying, man. It's a lot of sacrifice, and it's a huge commitment. So that's why when you call me, hey, bro, I'm studying every chance I get, every waking moment I get a free space, time in that space. I'm trying to study something.
Right. So married, 4 kids.
Yep.
And you want to be a lawyer after being a football player.
Yes, and this goes back to one of my dreams that I've had when I was a young kid. I dreamed of playing football, and I also dreamed of being a lawyer. So I'm trying to see if I can accomplish both dreams.
Yeah.
And also motivate my children and motivate myself at this process, this juncture in my life when I'm dang near 40 and my brain's got smacked in with football and trying to study like for something that's so huge. But I think I could do it. That's been going really well.
Well, first off, we got 2 years till we 40, so we ain't joining that club yet. But look, man, it'd be crazy to think that your kids aren't inspired. I know, Amanda's so proud of you. I know the kids are proud of you. I'm proud of you. Everybody in my household, we're all proud of you, man. So, dude, I'm super excited. Man, talking football. All right, talking about the NFL and injuries. Byron Jones, I mean, a spectacular player, a guy I think we all know.
Phenomenal athlete.
Phenomenal athlete. Exactly. I agree 100% with you. He came out and he said this in a tweet. He said, much has changed in 8 years. Today, I can't run or jump because of my injury sustained playing this game. Do not take the pills they give you. Do not take the injections they give you. If you absolutely must, consult an outside doctor to learn the long-term implications. Now, to go on, he also said it was an honor and a privilege to play in the NFL, but it came at a regrettable cost I did not foresee. In my opinion, no amount of professional success or financial gain is worth avoidable chronic pain and disabilities. Godspeed to the draft class of 2023. Now, you studying for your LSAT. I've always known you were smart. We argued a lot, and I wanted to win my argument. You wanted to win your argument. How do you see this? What does this look like to you?
I think he's speaking facts, man. I think he's coming from a position where he's right. He couldn't foresee this. I don't think any child or any young adult or any young man imagine himself ending his career due to injury, right?
Right.
And it's an unfortunate circumstance. And, mentally he may feel like he could play, but physically he cannot. His heart may be in it, but he cannot physically. He cannot run. He cannot jump. Those are the fundamental aspects of playing the game of football. If you can't run, you can't jump, especially at the corner position, you are not needed. I hate to say it like that, but
it's harsh.
Your career is done. And unfortunately, I think he's coming to the
back end,
that finality, understanding the finality in that. You know what I mean? His injuries sustained have drastically put him in a position where he may no longer continue his career.
So
I just think that maybe he worded it wrong. I think he's 100%. He's 100% real though. It's real, man. Injuries happen. It's 100% risk factor in the league, man.
Okay, so nobody's inevitable, right?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Father Time is undefeated, right?
It's undefeated, and I get it. But to put it out there like that, where we're saying much has changed in 8 years. Exactly. Father Time. I mean, for all the time,
he's 30 years old.
he's
Yes.
30 years old.
The decline is happening.
Right. The amount of mileage that we put on our body, our legs, the hits. We play this game. We wear equipment. We have to hit people. We go to the ground. Throughout the week, we're running and lifting, just trying to manage our body with massages, with acupuncture, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're doing all of those
stretching,
things. So
yeah.
with all of that, there's a tear down in the body, right? Like,
it's going to be a breakdown, no doubt.
It's going to be a breakdown, and we aren't going to be the same like we were.
We are
21.
not machines.
Exactly. So for me to say I didn't understand it, an unforeseen, like, yes, like, we can't go out there and say, don't get injured today, but play 100% and go balls to the wall and go slap people and run 100 miles an hour. Like, we can't pick our injuries. We don't know. We play this game. We don't understand. We understand the consequences of this game. Like, we can either play a career where we never get injured, or we're going to have knick-knack bruises here and there, or we're going to sustain an injury that potentially puts us out. And this is what happened. And so his injury, he set out the 22 season because of Achilles, yeah. Right? And I ruptured my Achilles. Yeah. I ruptured my left Achilles against the Cleveland Browns. And it's one of those things where when you first start rehabbing after that injury, especially, you lose the muscle in your calf. All of that stuff is gone. You have to build that back up. It almost feel like you have, a lot of people say drop foot, like what I forget and I might be saying it wrong, but that's what it feels. That's what it feels like to be able to jump and do all of that other stuff. It's hard, but it comes back, and so I don't agree. I don't agree with what he said, or I shouldn't say I don't agree with what he said. I don't agree with how he said it. I just don't. And because to say the injury sustained playing this game, do not take the pills they give you. Do not take the injections they give you. And me and you've talked about this before, but I remember my rookie year, I was drafted at 21 years old. I was a true junior coming out of Purdue University. I started my freshman year all the way to my junior year. I can remember, and you tell me as far as your experience in college, I never really, I mean, I didn't see injections. I didn't see Toradol. I didn't see all of that in college, right? At Purdue University,
I'm a D2 guy, man. I went to Washburn University.
So
guess that mascot, man.
Hey, so I mean, so with that, like,
we had ice and stem, bro.
Right. I mean, so basically, like, we had ice and stem. You took some Advil or whatever, but coming to the National Football League, I remember after being drafted, I remember being in the training room. I remember seeing guys as the mini camp and training camp went on and got through the preseason and the regular season. I just remember seeing the line of guys in the training room, and I'm like, what are these dudes doing? I'm like I'm seeing dudes with their pants down, booty cheeks out, and they're going to get they're going to get a shot, right? And I remember asking one of my teammates, I'm like, yo, what are they doing? And he was like, yo, they getting the Toradol shot, they're getting that Superman. And I'm like, what is that? And he was just like, bro, you ain't gonna feel nothing like for the rest of this game, for the rest of this day, but you'll feel it. You'll start to feel it tomorrow as it wear off. And so I'm just to the point where at 21 years old, I did my homework. I did my research. And I still might have been a little green about the National Football League and about how things were done or whatever it may have been. But I'm not a medicine taker. I don't like taking medicine. I don't want to be on the drugs. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I don't like putting that in my body, but I still looked at it. I still did my homework. And to say, don't take the pills, they didn't force you to take the pills. I like, that's where I don't like when some NFL players do that, when they're like, don't take the pills they give you. Well, at some point in time, that means you took some pills they gave you.
Yeah, but I also feel this way too. Guys feeling pressure, man. Pressure to live up to expectations.
But I think that's a cop-out, Kerry.
Perform, man, and
pressure to perform, I understand, but pressure to take stuff, come on, bro.
I'm just saying, you got the pressure of organization, of fan base,
Right.
Your peers around you expecting you to play at this high level. They expect you to be at your very best at all times. And if you are not, the quickest way to get there is what is assumed to take
Right.
the medicine or whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, there are some ramifications for taking it. And there are some issues that come along with that that can be detrimental to your health in the future, man. And unfortunately, I guess this is the guy that's now looking at his life in retrospect and his career in retrospect, and now he regrets that decision.
Well, and man, I get it. I get it. Like I just say, you know, we got to take care of our bodies. We. If I'm going to tell the class of 2023, or if I'm going to tell anybody that that I'm working with or whatever it may have been, may be, like, take care of your body. Do what you can. Protect yourself at all times. Get second opinions. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, you have every right, after a doctor tell you something, after whatever may happen in the training room, you know. And you hit on this before as we talked. The team doctors work for the team, so they're going to try to maneuver things in a way. And this is exactly why you need to get that second and that third opinion. As far as for the medicine, I was an Aleve guy, and I would take the Aleve. But I think one thing we're fans, and where people need to understand something, as far as the team doctors, as far as the trainers and things of that nature. I don't carry. I'm pretty sure you remember, and I know I've been in 4 organizations. 4 organizations. I need y'all to understand something. For every training staff, as far as a doctor being able to come in and work in and out of that room, that area, to be able to work on players, deal with players. Kerry, I don't know if you have, but I know during a season, I don't ever have to go to a doctor. Why? The doctor is there. I don't ever have to worry about a prescription. Why? The drugs are at the facility. There's a room that's put off, that's set off in the back in the training room, where it's a door in that. It's a room in the room. Literally, when they put the code in to get into that room, there are literally drugs everywhere, and they can give you whatever you need. I remember in Baltimore, I had a stomach issue. I don't know if it was a virus or whatever it was, but I remember Smitty cooking up something, bro. I was like, what in the world? Like, he went in the back, cooked up something, and gave it to me. And it was just for, I couldn't, I'll go ahead and tell you, I was pooping everywhere, not everywhere, but in the toilet. But, it was, I remember Smitty just cooking up this concoction. And he was just like, it was Pepto-Bismol and like a few other things. And he was just like, just drink it. He was like, Bernard, you're not going to have to poop for a while. And I was like, bet. And took it. And I was just like, dude, like, Smitty. He was like, bro, like, we got everything you need. And I was just like, yo, that makes so much sense. And I understand. In some situations, you are going to have where the team, botched surgeries, botched diagnosis, like those things happen.
Mistakes will happen.
But yes, I get it. And for players that have sued and that we've heard about these things, those are because they were lied to about certain things. But I don't believe that any man or woman on a team, as far as doctors or training staff, can force you to take anything. You are a grown man and you can say no. You can sit out. You can do whatever.
They can recommend some things.
They can recommend some things. I do. I agree.
Like I said, when you feeling that pressure, hey, guy, hey, how you feeling? How you feeling, fella? Right. Hey, yeah, I'm all right, coach, man. Hey, when we gonna get you back out there?
When I'm ready. Hey, when I'm ready.
And it's never when you're ready. If it's on when you're ready, then you'll be up out of there, right? You can't make the club in the cold tub. We know that. You can't spend your life in the dang training room and expect to make the team.
And I get that, Kerry. I really do.
You get that pressure. You get the pressure, man.
It's pressure, but at the same time, man, there are better ways. And for, I tried Toradol before, and it didn't. I felt like Superman during the game, but that fall off was off the chain. Like, I was just like, yo, that was the worst feeling ever in life. And the pain to come back off of that was just, it was crazy. And it gave me a migraine. So I was just like, no, I'm good. I am not. You can either take the shot in the booty cheek or you could take pills. They have pills for you.
I don't think I ever took either, but
right. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell
I
you this.
wasn't. I didn't like it.
I'm gonna tell you this. My body hurts.
Every day.
You
Every
know,
day.
it's a reality of playing football, man, and guys deal with these injuries after football.
Right.
It's just the reality of it, man. I don't know what I'm gonna be when I'm 65, and I
Right.
think this is what's scaring Byron Jones is the fact that he's
30.
only 30,
Yeah.
31 maybe, and he's feeling like he's probably in his mid 60s to 70s right now, and that's what's scary, man, because you don't know what the heck he's gonna feel like when he's 40. You don't know what he's going to feel like when he's 50. And those guys, I've been in these meeting rooms where guys are talking to the PA and things like that. And these guys look like they're not in the best of shape, man. But they gave everything they had to the team and to the organization. Football is a sacrifice.
Right. It is. But we know, but we know at the end of the day, we know what we're getting into. We know. The lies and everything else. Because you got to know the business.
Money is good. Money is good, right?
It's great.
I remember you saying this that you haven't met a player that returned his check yet.
Hey, Kerry.
One of the realest statements I ever heard, man. But, he ain't returning that money.
He signed a 5-year, $82.5 million contract.
Well deserved.
5-year, well deserved. So at the end of the day, when you say the financial gain, I guarantee you take some people off the street. They'll do that.
Oh, no doubt.
Because I mean, at the end of the day,
redo my whole career all over again.
I wouldn't change it.
Injuries and all. Yes,
wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, the window to play this game, you don't have a big window. It's so small.
Yeah.
And so
it's such a small portion of your life as well.
Exactly. And so, these are the luxuries that Byron Jones get to retire at 30 and not have to ever work again in his life.
But he's crippled.
I mean, to say he's crippled.
Is that a satisfying life? Is that a satisfying life for a man that's 31 years old, man?
Kerry, okay.
Yeah, Kerry, I got the money, but does that make me happy?
But to say,
I can't run with my kid. I can't jump with my kid. I can't do any of those things with my children or our future children.
We knew what we were getting into.
I understand that.
At the end,
but it's still disheartening to some degree. It's still sad to some degree for him.
What time out, Kerry? When we say, yes, we hurt every day. We like there's certain things I can and can't do, right? But at the end of the day, to say I'm crippled, to say he's crippled, or to jump on this bus, I don't believe he's crippled like that. No. But even with how he is, potentially has kind of put this thing out there,
he can't run a jump.
He can't do what he used to do. And that right there, I think for some players, that's like, dang, that's a slap in the face. Even after you retire, you don't have the rights to the facility like you did before. You can't just walk in and out of there like you did before. You can't just go get reservations to any place that you wanted to because you no longer play for the city anymore. So right there, I think it's more of a confidence thing when dealing with some situations. Now, I've seen, and I know I got a player that I played with. This joker was concussed every single game, didn't know who I was on the sideline. And I'm just looking like, bro, like he's going to have a terrible life ahead of him. And I mean, so those situations like that happen. But I think with this, I mean, he's a 4.36, he's a 12.3 broad jumper. He was a phenomenal athlete. And to not be able to play in the National Football League at that level that you did before, I think that's where he's looking at it going, I can't do what I did once before. The reality has set in. But at the end of the day, Father Time is undefeated. And for everybody, and I'm going to say this, people going to get pissed. They can say what they want to say. Tom Brady to be playing a game at 45. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Y'all can act fool. Y'all can be a fool.
It's a different game too. It's a different game.
It's a different game, but I don't care.
When you hit him, the rules change. Did they not?
The rules change.
They were more protected.
Right.
They were more protected. And even now, the roughing the passer rule is
it doesn't matter. Father Time is still undefeated. Father Time is still undefeated, is it not?
Yeah, it is. And they don't practice the way we practice, though. They didn't get as much contact as what we did. Now, if you're an offensive lineman and you're a defensive lineman, understandable. Linebacker, running back, understandable. Tight end, understandable. Defensive back to some degree. understandable.
We're cutting and running and
Yes,
everything.
yes, man. We're getting low. Our bodies are hitting the ground
Right.
90% of the time.
Shoot, 90, 100.
Now I'm just
Even
saying, I'm
walkthrough.
trying.
Yeah. No, I know
But
what you're saying.
you
I
know, guys
just
got the red jersey, man. They can't be touched in practice. So, you know, of course they're gonna have longevity as a career. Like that, it just in their careers, longevity is what it is. It's kind of
nah,
inevitable.
bro.
If you
Not to
got the rules
45, bro.
predicated
You're
for
not
your
gonna tell
success.
you not look, I don't mean to, I know we might be switching a little bit because Byron Jones, look, I'm about to attack this thing. You don't look better at 45 than you did at 21, 22, 23. Carrie, I looked at our pictures upstairs by the kids' bedrooms, and I had a full head of hair. My mustache and everything was thick. I mean, I looked younger, and at 38, I don't look like I did at 21, 22,
Agreed.
23,
Agreed.
24.
We all feel that way. And
So
I'm gonna say this.
That's bullcrap.
The brother did go on a whole health kit where he does not eat meat, I believe, and I think he don't eat bread.
Who?
Tom Brady.
So not eating meat gonna keep you.
Hey,
Carrie.
Hey, if you eating the right stuff, he's made multiple millions of dollars over his career, man.
Okay, what does that mean?
I'm just saying he got access to certain things that other people don't. He got access to stuff that I ain't got.
I can tell you what access he got. I can tell you. Hey, like I said, I don't mean some people gonna dislike this, but hey, I ain't gonna be the fool. I ain't boo-boo the fool. You don't play till you 45 without taking some extra stuff. Now, I didn't play with jokers that
could he have improved his off-season workouts, his off-season regimen? He also could have improved how he worked out in season as well, just to get the physique right. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: when he ran that 40 in Indianapolis, it was terrible. Body was terrible, trash. Right? Nowadays, he looks. I mean, now he's taking pictures in his drawers on the internet. You know what I mean? Like it's a noticeable difference. The brother has changed significantly.
You don't look better at 45 than you did 21, 22, 23. I'm sorry. Like you don't play as long. Aaron Rodgers looked like hell.
That's a great example. That's Aaron
Rodgers.
Okay.
He looks like hell. Ben Roethlisberger.
He's also going into dark rooms for more than three days. Like, come on, who's doing that? Who in their right mind is doing that? But you know,
he came out and he looked exactly the same.
That's another conversation for another day.
Exactly. Hey, look, man, before they go get mad at us, so we better chill out. But look, like I said, man, I just, as far as with Byron Jones, I truly believe he could have gone about it a different route. If he's trying to pour information into these young cats, you've got to say it a different way. Like, I just don't like the scare tactic on, just trying to say.
That's the truth, though. It's the truth. It's not a scare tactic.
It's the truth. But the truth of the
matter is, it's more guys. The odds of making it in the NFL is very slim, right?
Yes, less than 1%.
Yes, and then when you try to get to 3 years, what's the odds of that? What is it? 3 years now?
That's
average,
that's
2.5 years.
2.5 years. 2.5 years.
Yes, and there's some guys that played 2.5, 3 years, man. Bodies in terrible shape, man.
Right, and I mean, Terry, everybody's not cut.
Game.
It's dangerous. Everybody's not cut out for it.
He's just bringing to light the issues, and those are true things.
I agree, Kerry. First round pick. Then he went and got a contract and renegotiated. Went to the from the Cowboys to the Dolphins. $82.5 million. I guarantee you, 100% of the population, or close to 100% of the population, the general population, as far as men, would do that. They would love to have his career, to be able to retire at 30, to be able to be dealing with an Achilles injury.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I get that, but I'm gonna say this: it's people who don't know what goes into everyday life of an NFL player.
I agree.
They, of course, they're gonna jump at it. Yeah, because they have not seen it. They didn't experience.
Right. They're not going to be able to do those things.
It's a different take, man. Yeah, it's a different take. Yeah, anybody would say that.
Right. I guess I'm inserting it. I'm inserting the general population, but I'm just saying, like, okay, at the end of the day, for that man or that woman that have worked since they were 18 to retire at 66 or 67, I don't know how it is in the real world. I don't have knowledge on that. But at the end of the day, I guarantee you, they will say, hey, if I was capable of being a less than 1% athlete, I'm taking I'm taking an $82.5 million and being a first round draft pick. And if I got an Achilles injury, okay, let's walk away from the game. But I'm not going to try to sit here and dismantle or
It's
to
hard
be any kind
for
of way.
it's hard for a top tier athlete to walk away from the game
It's
after
hard.
sustaining an injury. And I think that's what he's saying.
Right. And all I'm saying is, yo, just walk away. Just walk. There's no reason to
don't even tweet.
You don't. I mean, yo, I have had some injuries along my time in the career, or I have had some injuries along my time playing in the National Football League. It's been a blessing. It's been so much fun. Yo, it's been a good ride, y'all. Yeah. I'm better off with that than you sitting there saying what you said and then turn around. Don't take the pills. Don't take the injections, whatever it may be. Like, fool, you don't want, like, you didn't have to do it. Yeah. At 21, I had enough understanding that, yo, I mean, okay, what is that? I'm asking, and then I'm getting knowledge. So, dude, I don't know, man. And chasing this thing, man, we never gonna know. He said what he said, and all we're doing is assuming, and we all understand what that means. But all right, so look, talking about good old prime time, Deion Sanders, man. So I've been going back to the phone because I've been looking at these tweets. Deion Sanders. Man, he's been doing prime time. He's been doing some wonderful things. Jackson State, man, he got them boys going. A lot of people pissed off at him. Undefeated season.
First time ever in the history.
Bro, I mean, look, he got the
entire. Went to Jackson State, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Did he go to Jackson State? I know I went to yeah. So I look at this, and Deion has pissed a lot of people off, and I don't understand. He did exactly what he said he was going to do, going to Jackson State, and then he got an opportunity to move on to Colorado, and going into his first year as the head coach at Colorado, he said this. He says, when I'm recruiting a quarterback, he looks for a 2-parent household, 3.5 GPA, and leadership skills. But when he is recruiting a D lineman or a defensive end, he prefers an athlete from a single-parent home, barely making it on free lunch, who is hungry, trying to get mama out the hood.
Literally and figuratively, right? Hungry.
I mean, he wants them get their mom out of poverty. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. So, what's your take on that? What do you
seriously?
Think
I think it's an archaic way of thinking, man. One, because I feel like you can get quality guys, quality leadership, you get quality talent,
right, from
single-parent households. And I think that if that was the case, then it's creating a situation where, hey, your son is the leader of the Buffs football team, right?
Ooh.
He's the quarterback.
You going there?
I'm just saying.
No, go there, bro. I'm fighting with you 100%.
I'm just saying. I'm no disrespect. I mean, I'm just bringing to light what.
But take it as disrespect.
No. Don't take it as disrespect. It's all love. I'm speaking my mind, baby. But at the end of the day, I feel like you would be kind of pushing your son out of the door, right? Mm. If you had that type of mindset and you carried that over into your coaching career and you went by it,
right? So you're saying, so Deion's obviously he's not married to his son's mother.
Obviously not, right?
Right.
He's had multiple divorces in his life. His team, his son is a leader of a team. Was a leader of Jackson State 2 years.
Coming out of a single parent home.
Coming out of a single parent home. He threw for multiple touchdowns.
For Jackson State.
For Jackson State, right?
And he started.
And he's a starter. Yes. Guys, he galvanized guys. He was able to be a leader in those rooms. He was a leader of men, right? That's what he said. He's looking for people from 2-parent households that can be leaders of men. It's people out here from 2-parent households that are straight jackasses.
Yeah, that's true. That's
straight terrible people. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I just think it's an archaic way of thinking. I think he has a gift of gab. I think Deion Sanders has a way of captivating people. He has a way of talking to people, and people pay attention to him, right? And I think this is one of those situations that may be a ploy just so people could, talk about Deion Sanders and bring up the Buffalo football team.
Right. Yeah, I and it's crazy that you hit that, and I had an opportunity. And I tell people I've gotten a chance to talk with people, and look, I going into my junior year of college, I got a chance to go to Prosper, and I trained with Deion. I
You
work
train
with
with
him.
Prime.
I trained with him, man, and he
That's
always called
what's
me
up.
big fella, and so I stayed with his I think it was his cousin Billy. It was either his cousin or his uncle Billy, because he had a bunch of kids staying at his house. Now Dion is a guy where when he say he cares about kids,
Definitely.
Dion cares about kids. I
Definitely.
will when people say they think he be lying and saying, "Oh, this dude has taken in multiple children,
Yes.
multiple."
Spent
I
multiple millions of dollars on children.
on the kids. And
Yes.
I know
Yes.
this. I know this for a
Yes.
fact. So I was there train. I was with Deion. So Eugene Parker is from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Eugene was his agent. And Eugene has passed some years back. But Eugene, I played basketball and played sports with his sons growing up, and Eugene was like, "Yo, Bernard, you need to learn how to be a pro." And he was like, I'm going to open up, see if Deion will open up the doors for you to be able to come and train with him. So I got an opportunity to go and train with Deion out there, and just to see the way he worked, to see his work ethic, to see the way that he went about living life, and I mean, he was with, I want to say he was with his boys, his children's mom, and of course we all know they end up separating,
Right.
but yeah, I look at that and I say, you know I think I look at all of this, and I think the excuse, if he chose to give one or say whatever, he's going to say he's played this game, he understands how to communicate to his sons, and he poured so much into his sons, which I believe him. And in a sense, I understand what he's saying, but like you said, at some point in time, people going to be like, well, wait a minute, you talking out of both ends of your mouth, because now
Yeah, it's not the
you
end all be
contradicting
all.
yourself,
That
right?
statement is not the end all be all. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
I don't I do not believe that you have got to have somebody that's from a two-parent home and say that they're automatically going to be a leader just because they got a
Right.
3.5. That
Right.
sucker can go out there and crumble when adversity and everything else hits. When you look at it, and I train DBs here, and I train a lot of white DBs. I'm not well connected in Nashville. So when it comes down to it, a lot of these guys who are connected in the hood, and they're connected with parents because they've come up with these young boys. And you know, I tell my white DBs, I tell my white DB parents, I tell them, you don't see a lot of players in the National Football League or in college that look like you at this position. There's a reason for that. When you look at the way that colleges set up their 1 day camps, or their 2 or 3 day camps, or whatever it may be, and you have your one-on-one camps, they send the black players over there, they send the white players over there. They do it for a reason. And so I think with this thinking, or with what Deion said, it's a lot of what people are thinking. People are thinking that way. They just
But is
chose
that
not to
a
say it.
thought process that's buried in tropes and biases
Right.
and to some degree racism?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I
Because when you think about these things, when these things are mentioned, these
right.
types of terms are mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
it goes back to a demographic who's always been seen as less than to
Right.
play the position, right?
Right.
And unfortunately, the media,
Yeah.
unfortunately, coaches and society has basically fed this to
Oh yeah.
America and to
100%.
everybody here,
Yeah.
and they believed it. And
Mm.
unfortunately, I'm glad we got a lot of young African Americans out there that's doing their thing at the quarterback position, and they continue to prove these guys wrong. So that's why I say that these situations, these conversations that we having about, two-parent household, man, that's neither here nor there, man. If a guy's gonna be a leader, he's gonna have leadership qualities, whether he has a mom and a dad, he
Right.
has two moms, he has two dads, or he has one of each, or even has a grandmother and does not have a dad. So I
Mm.
think we've seen success from a lot of different areas at a lot of different positions without having a two-parent household. And I think that's just one of those things that is buried in a racist trope,
Yeah.
and we need to stop having that archaic mindset.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I agree to a certain extent. And I end up I talked to my bro Brian, and he's a white guy. And I asked him what did he think about this, and he was just like, "Yo," he's like, you know, uh, everybody back home, a lot of people back home call me nuts, but he was like, "No, yo, nuts! Like this is, it's funny, right?" He go nuts. He's like, "This is racist." He was like, and it doesn't, it's bad coming from a black man.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm just like, okay, I understand what Brian has said. I understand what you said. I understand some of the comments that were out there. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, like this is exactly what it is. When I look at high school football, even middle school football, we when you were here in Nashville,
Yeah.
we got an opportunity to start coaching on the same team, and then
Mm-hmm.
we end up leaving to go to another team. But
Yeah.
you know, the way that they use, even in middle school, high school, and college, the way that they use certain quarterbacks that are athletic and more of them are black, they just let them run around. And I'm looking like, no, we've got to teach them how to pass the ball. We've got to teach them because their instincts are to run because they're gifted athletically. But if we allow their brain to catch up with their athleticism, as far as teaching them how to read the coverage, how to do certain things, how to go through progressions, and how to just kind of move around in the pocket, but to look to make the throw. And if you have to use your legs, get down or get out of bounds. I think that the product, I think the athlete at that position for all races are going to be that much better. And even for the white DB, they say, okay, the white DB doesn't have good hips. The white DB can't run. He's not fast. He's not used to adversity. He's not used to talking trash. So he can't run with the black athletes. And I think that's all bullcrap. And
Those are stereotypes.
they're stereotypes. And so if we just
If you're a
teach the
coach and you
kids
allow stereotypes
exactly
to make your decisions,
right,
then how great of
you're not good.
a coach
You're not
can
good
you
at
be?
all. No,
How truly can you reach a person?
right.
Because
I agree.
you already predetermined what this person is going to be. You've already predetermined and put limitations on this man.
That's real. That's real. Bro, that I mean, but that's where we're at. And so starting off with all of this, like Deion is literally just saying what everybody else is thinking, because everybody
And
else
it's
that's
wrong.
thinking it,
It's dead
it's
wrong.
right, it's wrong. But I think
Yeah.
everybody else that's thinking it are predominantly white coaches. So when you look at
And
Deion coming
predominantly
in,
white people, white faces in the media.
right?
Because Richardson, Mel Kiper made a comment. I
Oh
don't know
my
if it was
gosh,
today,
yeah,
and
it
he
was the other
spoke
day, bro.
about Richardson. If he starts, he's going to be the top running quarterback.
Yeah, top 3 running quarterback, which
Top
was
3 running
absolute,
quarterback.
just dumb, flat out
Like,
stupid.
but
Don't
but
even, you
it's
about to
an
give me,
older
yeah,
an older man,
yeah,
Caucasian man, who sees a black athlete, a black quarterback, and immediately it just follows behind those stereotypes.
stereotypes,
He
yeah,
doesn't talk about him having the ability to read defenses.
right.
He doesn't
Doesn't go
have
through
the
any of that.
ability to get the ball into tight windows
Oh,
and
that pisses me
spin on
off,
the
bro.
ball. You know what I'm saying? It's not those type of, oh, he's a leader. It's not anything like that. Oh, he could run.
Yeah. No, bro,
That's what
I'm
you're
right
gonna
there.
tell me? He's gonna be a top 3 running quarterback? Like that's even sustainable in the National Football League nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is what's winning championships year in and year out.
Ain't happening, baby. Man, look, I'm right there with you. And my thing is, as far as the kid from Florida, bro, like I'm not. I watched him play. What everybody is saying about him, I am not a fan of. I watched him play, and I'm looking like, bro, what are y'all?
He
Yes,
only
he
had
could.
1 year
Right.
of playing anyway,
Right.
of
I
starting.
mean, my thing is, I'm like, okay, he is athletic, he's talented, he
It's
can
the
throw the
upside.
football, but I'm like, like, I'm not drafting him with your draft pick. Yeah, I'm really not. Like, so nevertheless, I don't understand why people even listen to Mel Kiper, but I don't want to get off here or whatever. But I look at what Deion said, but what he said, would you say that, does this hurt his recruiting? Does this hurt his recruiting, you think?
I don't think so because, like I said, Deion has the gift of gab. He has the ability to spin words. He has the ability to bring people in.
Mm-hmm.
So once you're in Buffalo with the Buffaloes, once you're in Colorado,
Mm.
he's going to do something that's going to, keep your attention. That's going to get you there. That's going to make you want to go. So I don't think this hurts him at all. I think this is just him, like I said, just trying to bring eyes and attention to what he's doing, and to have people like us discussing his words, and at the end of the day, that puts him in a better light.
Okay, so hold on. So you don't think this hurts him in the black community? Having to sit in that living room with parents on the comments he just made, because as you just said, you stereotype. Brian text me and told me everything. When you look at what he said, it takes you to a stereotype.
What I'm
Does this
saying,
hurt him in the black community?
it can, but like I said, I think he just has the ability to talk around it.
Mm,
He has the ability to not make it such a big deal, to really suppress it,
right.
and to not make it out to be something that's super great. And I think he will spin it for his benefit. I'm
Right.
not saying that it won't hurt him, because it can. It's some black kids right now probably, I'll never be a player up under Deion Sanders. It probably
Let
is. It's
that
probably a
full
parent.
ride
My
come.
son ain't never going there. Yeah, but at the end of the day, that full ride come there, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
it's
I ain't
either
got to pay
there,
for school.
or some other college that nobody knows. Man,
Right.
I'm finna go straight to Deion.
Right. No, I mean, I'm right there with you, man.
And it's several coaches that have said things, you know what I mean, and he can apologize for it, and all will be forgiven, I think.
I don't think he apologizes for it. I mean, he's got to. Deion has got to. The type of person he is, the personality that he has. Deion is a big personality. He's connected. He speaks his mind. He has an opinion on everything, and it's rightfully so. You know what I mean? Like, he is a guy where he like, yo, I said what I said, and I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. Like, that's exactly what it is. I do. If he apologizes, I would be completely surprised.
No, I'm not saying a public apology.
Right.
I'm saying something that he has with a parent one on one,
Or a
like those
private meeting.
recruiting
Oh,
visits
got you,
and
got you,
things
got you.
like that. When you get into his space
Yeah.
where he is, and he has the ability to spin it and use
Well,
his voice.
look, man, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see,
Yeah.
how they perform. It's going to be interesting to see how he attacks this, and can he lead Buffalo? Will his comments come back to bite him in the butt? Um, what is the take from parents? White, black, Hispanic. I don't care. What are their takes on his comments? And I don't know, bro. But I just, like, once again, I think he's saying what most want, what most won't say. So, man, that's crazy, man. But hey, y'all like us on Facebook? Comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you thought about the show. If you disagree, put it in there. We're gonna respond. That's one thing that we do. We respond. We like the dialogue, to be able to go back and forth, and to be able to have a good debate. Good debate. I like a good debate. You like a good debate, Kerry?
Man, I love a good debate.
Yeah, man. And you about to be a lawyer too. We got to
I
get
need
you.
all the practice in the world, right?
Hey, we got to get you rolling, man. But no, man. Hey, like us, man. Like us on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. At 1223, 12.23 podcast, the 1223 podcast. And I think it's on Twitter. I should be saying, I think I should know, right? On Twitter at the 12_23 podcast. Follow us, like us, man. We got some good stuff. We're excited. Thank you for tuning in. Man, we're gonna see you next week. Y'all take it easy. Peace.